Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to do a one brand on e.l.f. Cosmetics. I went shopping yesterday and spent $200 on every single product for the whole face. For a full glam. I'm hoping it's going to be a full glam. I'm not too sure because I don't really know how e.l.f. products work. I don't really have too many in my collection already. Hence why I had to buy everything. This was $200 for all of this. But when you think about it, when you go to like a high-end shop, you're going to be spending $200 for like 3 products. So that is very good value. Well, I hope it's good value for what I have. I have so many products. So let's go ahead and jump into the makeup tutorial. Starting with the brows, I'm going to take this little duo. This is in the shade medium. So we have a wax on one side and a powder. So I'm just going to use the powder. I'm hoping it's dark enough, or maybe I can just do light brows today. So let's see how this goes. Oh my god, did that just happen? Really? First impression, as soon as I put it on, it was pigmented, which is a good sign. Yes. So here's what the before and after looks like. I would give this one a thumbs up. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pigmented, easy to apply. It is a little bit more like of a chocolate warm tone than my natural eyebrow, but that's what I usually use anyway, so very impressed. Yay. And then to clean up underneath my eyebrow, I'm going to take this highlight and concealer duo. So I'm just going to take the concealer side and fix up underneath the brows to make it nice and clean. I will be making a video as well with affordable brushes, so keep an eye out for that one. But for now, I'm just using my normal brushes, which are Morphe and one MAC one. Literally, that's all. I really like this for carving out the brows. It did a really good job. I'm just a bit nervous to see how it goes as an eye primer. I'm going to use that same product to conceal the eyes. I'm not sure if this is going to have a lot of pigment in it, but we'll see. The formula is like very wet, so it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but it definitely did brighten the eyelid and it got rid of some of the veins. I'm going to take this under eye setting powder. I think that's what it's called. It doesn't say on any of the products what they're called, but this is what it looks like. I'm just going to use this to set that concealer down so it's not tacky. Otherwise the eyeshadow is going to stick to it so bad. Ooh, I really like this powder. It's making everything matte and it's so silky. For the eyeshadow, there's a few different things that I'm going to use. In Australia, well, at least the shop that I went to, there wasn't much of a range of the eyeshadow. So I'm going to use the Sunkissed Glow Bronzer as my transition. I also have a few other bronzers and I have one eyeshadow palette right here. But just because the colors weren't what I wanted, I am going to like mix some bronzers in there as well. Starting with this one right here, I'm just going to take this on a blending brush and blend it into my crease. This is just going to add some warmth in there. Okay, we're gonna have to build this up, okay? I couldn't find a contour shade in the e.l.f. collection either, so that would have worked better in the crease because this one does have like a few shimmers in it, but we're just working with what we have. I'm just gonna take this little eyebrow duo again and take the powder and put this like right in my crease to deepen it up because it's not adding enough color. Oh, I wish they had eyeshadows there. Just keep going back in and adding more on until you have enough depth in there. And then for the lid color, I'm taking this palette which is called Happy Hour and I'm going to put this shade all over my lid, so it looks like we're going for a cool tone look today. Ooh. First I'm just going to spray some of this makeup mist and set on my brush just to make sure it's pigmented. Ooh, oh, I have fake tan on, don't let me! Let's just pack her on. Okay, I've never had this much fallout in my life, so make sure if you are using the e.l.f. eyeshadows, you do your eyes first, otherwise you're going to ruin your whole makeup. So I'm just going to go in with a wipe and clean up the fallout. I am going to moisturize my face just because my skin is really dry. I don't know if e.l.f. has moisturizers, but just quickly. I'm not mad with how this eyeshadow turned out. It's definitely not intense, but with what we worked with, I think it did a pretty good job. So I'm going to go in with the hydrating face primer. As I said, I do have dry skin, so this is exciting. Oh shit. I'm just using the e.l.f. stippling brush as well. It looks like a very gel-like consistency. Now it's time for the foundation, so I'm using this oil-free foundation with SPF 15. I have the shade Buff. So let's see if I should apply this with a beauty blender or a kabuki brush. Yeah, I would say a kabuki brush just because it is a little bit thicker. Let's do this. Ooh, that looks very full coverage, like first impression. I like the color as well. It's matching my fake tan pretty nicely. I just put a fresh fake tan on. It's a very wet formula, so I might have to go in with a beauty blender just to pick up any excess foundation that's not really blending in. I'm just going to take the beauty blender with more foundation over my nose because it wasn't really sticking. For concealer, I'm using this one right here in the shade Light. I thought this was like a full size concealer and I took it out and it was like this big. I was like, oh, what? But let's go in with this underneath the eyes to brighten it up a little bit, give the face some dimension, and hopefully cover those bags, well, discoloration. I'm just going to blend this in with my beauty blender. Oh, it seems to be covering. Not bad at all. So I'm just going to go in with that highlight and concealer and just put a little bit of the concealer right here so we can highlight that area a little bit because the other one wasn't the lightest and it was a lighter shade, so that's a little bit disappointing. The color range isn't the best, or maybe that's just what they have in Australia, or the one I went to. Now I'm just going to go back in with that under eye setting powder and just lightly dab this under my eyes, but first, before we do that, got to get rid of those creases because it's creasing quickly. If you set down creases, they're not going to go, trust me. I'm really hoping that this doesn't have flashback in it, but I'm just going to set right under here. I'm not going to bring it down too far just in case. I like what I see. It's not leaving a white cast at all under my eyes. To set the rest of the face, I'm going to take this pressed powder in the shade Caramel, and I have a feeling it might be a little bit too light for me, but at least we can get rid of that really dewy look. Ooh, shiny, oily, whatever you want to call that. Alright, let's go back in with that eyebrow powder underneath the eyes, just from outer corner to inner corner. And then I'll take this bronzer again and just take that underneath the last color we put on. And then for that inner corner highlight, I'm going to pick up this shade right here on a pencil brush and just go on in. Ooh, that's pigmented. Ooh. I did put that mist on there as well, so it would show up. Now let's go in with mascara. I really like the look of this wand because it is plastic, so let's see how it goes. It's making the lashes black, but I wouldn't say it's really adding much volume. The formula is just like not wet enough. Now it's time for the lashes. I had to trim these a lot. They were really long, so make sure you measure them up, Del. These are literally the smallest lashes I've ever applied, but they definitely look better than not having lashes on. So now let's move on to the bronzer. I'm going to take this little quad right here called Golden, and I'm going to pick up these two shades and bronze my face. Where's the product? Okay. I'm just going to put this underneath my cheekbones. Oh my god, this is so shimmery. What the hell? I really don't like how that looks on my skin. It looks like mud with shimmer in it. So I'm going to try and go in with this one and fix it up. But, you know, there's no going back now. Now it's time for blush. So I'm taking this one in the shade Peachy Keen and going on my cheekbones. Oh my gosh, my face is literally so glowy. That one's not adding enough color, so I'm going to take this one in the shade Twinkie Pink. And hopefully this adds a flush of color to my cheeks because there's literally no color there. Just taking that darker brown, I'm just going to put that where I would contour. Not that I've ever contoured with a shimmer shade before, but as I said, we're working with what we have, okay? Now it's time for highlighter, even though we're already glowing. So I'm going to use the Anastasia A23 brush, and I'm going to spray that stuff on my brush again. And the highlighter that I'm using is in the shade Moonlight Pearls. So I did hear Manny talking about this, saying it was really bad. Well, I guess I can still see it though. Like there's a little bit there. So let's see what it looks like. Otherwise I do have a backup. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This looks looks amazing. Now it's time for the lips. So I have a red and a purple. I might go in with the purple just because I never do purple lips. Ooh, that's pigmented, girl. Okay, so here we have the finished makeup look. I just threw in some contacts and my little hoops. So I'm actually really impressed with how it turned out, except for the contouring bronzing area, just because that's not working for me, all of that shimmer. It just looks a little bit silly, and I couldn't warm up my face at all. So if I had a contour or bronzer, I feel like this would look so much better. But I feel like the lipstick is really pigmented. The eyeshadow was pretty good. Everything was like pretty good for its price. I just don't think I had all the products that I needed. So make sure you guys leave down below what other one brand tutorials you want me to do. I feel like these affordable ones are so much fun just to see like what you can come up with and like how hard it is, because sometimes it is a little bit hard with really cheap products. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. And yeah, I really hope you guys like this video. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I love you, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.